Good rising to everybody. This is the Pretty Coach Oracles. This is Jude here. And I'm coming to do it's not even a rising reading anymore. It started off as a rising reading, or it is the rising reading, but I pulled the cards yesterday. This was for the energy yesterday, but it looks like, honestly, I kind of get the vibe that Spirit knew that this was going to be the energy. How can I say it? This is timeless. I don't want to say it's timeless because it's not timeless, but this is still like ongoing energy from what I can feel, what I can sense, and what I know. Guys, please forgive my nephew, or forgive me, basically, if you can hear the noise in the background. Let me hop into this reading. We got a lot of energy and it's a lot to say. So I used the Angel Answers deck to get the overall general messages, basically. And the first three cards that came out. Oh, I also have to go on record saying that I tried recording this yesterday, actually, but I was recording on my cell phone and I didn't have enough storage. So that definitely just didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. So that's why we're recording here on the computer. But anyhow, let's get it started here. So the cards that came out of the Angel Answers deck, just in response to the question about the energies that were surrounding us yesterday, the messages that were surrounding us yesterday, the bottom of the deck at this time yesterday, and I just left everything the same, is improving health. And I feel like that was a thought I know that was personally on my mind before. Just a lot of us are just getting more health conscious, wanting to do the things that we know how to do, or that we know we're supposed to improve our well-being, basically. And this is not just within the body, this is also the mind. Okay. The three cards that came out were peaceful resolution. And this gave me such a beautiful energy yesterday. And even now, as I get ready to get back into the energy of this reading from yesterday, it still gives me a beautiful energy. It's just like, I really feel like this whole reading is basically just good news. Like, it's good news after what I'm hearing right now. Let me back up because my knees are bumping. This is like good news after like a whole lot of hell, basically, guys. And I'm not dressed because it's still early in the morning and we've been cooking like all morning. And I don't want to get dressed right now. But anyways, yeah, so the energy was that this is some just really beautiful, happy news that comes after hell. So moving on, the next card that came out was perfect timing. Perfect timing. And from what I picked up on these energies, y'all, while I was just kind of going back into the energy and trying to figure out, okay, what was Spirit telling me yesterday and whatever, it's about to be beautiful. And I feel like it's beautiful after this period of feeling like it was over, or after feeling like this may literally never come. This may never happen. So this feels like I'm hearing something big and worth waiting for, worth fighting for. And the fighting didn't have to take place between the two individuals involved. This is a love relationship thing, guys. I was asking about, I feel like, okay, so let me just say this real quick before I keep on going. I feel like every time I do a reading, it's becoming extremely clear to me that I'm a reader for like love messages. I mean, I can do general messages. I can talk about the job, work life, yada, 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 and even what's going on with us individually. But almost all the time in all of my readings, love is going to come out. Relationships are going to come out. And not just any type of relationships. These soulmate unions and these other divine unions that people know as the twin flames. So, I don't know. It's like, I feel like I might as well just kind of start embracing the fact that most of my readings are going to deal with relationships. But that's a sidebar, and maybe that was just something that I needed to know for myself. But anyways, with perfect timing, I really feel like for a lot of us who are a part of these divine unions, we could be in this space of really giving up hope here, and believing, just believing that maybe we're not a part of this, or maybe it won't happen with this connection. But because of so much drama and so much messiness and lies, I feel, between either one person in the connection, or both parties in the connection, how we done so many things out of hurt and not really knowing who we are, and then for getting back at the other person, or not wanting to be vulnerable, just so many different things. You just almost feel like this is over, or this isn't worth it, and then it's like still something happens in this connection that is going to be beautiful, and it's like it's going to make all the fucking hell that you went through worth it. And I'm not that person. I don't try to be that person to be like, go through hell, sis, in order to get happiness. But for some scenarios, it's like that. And it's not that you guys are going through hell. Like, it's like you guys are individually as a union going through hell. It's not like the hell that you even may cause one another is honestly only because the hell that's going on within you, the demons you're having to fight. All right, I'm taking too long on that. Moving on. The last card that came out from the Angel Answers deck is Big Happy Changes. Y'all, when I saw this card, when I'm telling you, I knew that this was just freaking good news. Like, and I feel like the people who are a part of these unions, who are going to resonate with the things that I'm talking about here today, you may or may not really appreciate this message, okay? So I'm just going to keep it pushing. The next card deck that I used was Moonology. The bottom of that was Work Through Your Fears. The bottom of that deck is Work Through Your Fears, and it's the New Moon in Scorpio deck. With new moon energy, when we're harvesting these things, you're just supposed to think about goals and things that you would like to bring into fruition, or that you would even probably like to change, and set your intentions for those, set your purpose and all that for that, and begin to work towards that. So a lot of us, when I got this card originally, I knew that this was about first of all, with this being Scorpio, this is all about emotional stuff. This is about emotional cleansing to me, emotional death and rebirth to me. This is about deep rooted, deep hidden things are coming up and rising to the surface that maybe both partners never even knew was still there or ever existed in the first place, okay? But they will be coming to the surface. Some people feel like this connection is dead. Some people feel like, oh, this is supposed to die and it's supposed to be something else new, totally, that comes up. And for some people, that's the truth. For others, that's not the case. It's not the case at all. It'll be more of a resurgence and a renewal of you guys' connection. Okay. And then the card that came out for that, in asking questions about what the energy was about yesterday specifically, and maybe just whatever is swirling around those who are going to resonate with this message, it says, nothing is yet set in stone. And it calls it a mutable moon. So immediately, this made me totally feel like, okay, basically, things can change. Things can change. And for me, that was freaking huge. Which pretty much goes in line with this Big Happy Changes. So let me go ahead and start clarifying those immediately. So now I'm like, okay, Spirit, I started asking to clarify the cards, but when I started clarifying the cards, the first card to actually fly out of the deck was the 8 of Wands, and it was sideways like this, but it flew onto the perfect timing card, and Spirit told me to let it remain there. So I did. I obey Spirit for the most part. I have to say for the most part, because I'm still in training, and as long as we're here and alive, we're going to still be in training. And sometimes we don't always listen to Spirit when we should, okay? But this is one of those times that I listen to Spirit. So basically, I feel as though right now there are some form of very passionate messages that are, I think somebody is wanting to communicate, but they, for whatever reason, are not there yet. Okay. Or maybe it's literally not time yet. The next card I pulled was the Queen of Pentacles. And the vibe that I got from this was that I feel the reason why communication, and it could be that communication is blocked right now as well for some of us. Communication, I feel, is blocked because the lady is bossing up. There's a woman in this connection who could have Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo in her chart, who she's having to focus on herself. She's having to create abundance and wealth at this time for herself. And right now, during this blockage or during a separation, even where there's no communication right now or delayed communication, is because she's having to focus on nurturing herself and creating a lifestyle that she's going to be proud of, and one that she'll be able to maintain, even, even if and when this connection comes back together, or if there's a whole new person. It doesn't matter, whichever one resonates with you for your situation. So I feel like this is the energy of possibly the divine feminine in this connection, the divine feminine in this connection. This is a woman who, I feel like she's grown to this place. She wasn't, I feel we've always had this with the divine feminine energy, but you may not have always tapped into it. And so this is a time where in this period of separation, this is what she's having to focus on. Her money, not just money, but creating stability and security for herself. That's the focal point. This could be a mother, or you may not have children at all, but you could desire to have kids, or you're just a person who is somewhat orderly. If you're not that way yet, in this time of separation, in this time of having to focus on yourself and become secure, this is what you're going to be learning. You're going to be learning how to manage a home. You're going to be learning, what is it that I like in my house? What type of style do I have? What type of house do I want to run? These are the types of things that you're going to be learning by way of you creating your own home in your own space. Because I know that Capricorns, Tauruses, and Virgos, we're about the home life. We like a certain level of like luxury even, and comfort, and we like to create that. You like for the house to smell good. You like for the house to be clean. You like for it to be in a certain order, and I'm not saying that that's the only signs that like to do that, but it's known that earth energies like to create, atmospheres that are calm and peaceful for the most part, a healed person. Okay. So this is what a lot of the ladies are going to be learning at this time, if you hadn't already had that. Okay. That may not be for everybody, but take it if it's for you. For others of us, this is the way that you already are. Okay. And you just had to get back to yourself and recenter yourself and get grounded. This is also about business. This woman can make money. She knows how to make money. She's resourceful. She can create opportunities for herself, or she can go and work for someone else. But she is generating and accumulating wealth in the form of, yes, money, but also land, properties, whatever, crops, whatever is her niche or whatever she's interested in, she's beginning to create that for herself. So that's beautiful, and kudos to you guys. The next card that wound up coming out after the Queen of Pentacles, after the Queen of Pentacles is the Eight of Wands again. And mind you, all of this is clarifying perfect timing right now. This is it. Perfect timing. So now the Eight of Wands is not sideways anymore. It's in the upright, which for me talks about the fact that, yeah, communication, I feel like basically the message I got from that was like, after this woman begins to create stability for herself, that's when these messages are going to come in, possibly from her lover, possibly from her divine masculine. Okay. And some of you ladies intuitively can already notice, your high priestesses as well. So you're very spiritually inclined. Spirit speaks to you in whatever way the spirit speaks to you. And and you always knew somehow and don't really know how you knew, but you always knew that once you got your shit together, that, things would be better between you guys. But you needed the time to be able to do that. And you guys, if you're like me and what I've been like in my relationships, it's like you can't focus on that while you're in the connection. I don't know why. This may not be for everybody. So if it's not for you and it does not resonate, I do understand. Don't take it. But if you're like me, we tend to focus so much on that, like on the emotional part and other parts. You know, for some of us, this is not everybody. For some of us, we throw ourselves very much so emotionally and spiritually into the connection. Not saying that the physical and the money and stuff is not important, but to us, the spiritual is what's important first. To some of us, the emotions is what's important first. We feel that the money and stuff can come, right? And so that's not a focal point. But for some of the divine masculines, no, getting money was a focal point. And that's where we weren't seeing eye to eye for the longest time. And so, you know, now we're at this place where roles have reversed, and now the divine masculines, for those of us who this will resonate with, now they're going to be going through their emotional journey, through their spiritual journey, and they're going to be getting stronger in that respect, while on this side we're getting stronger in creating a home or creating abundance and wealth for ourselves. Beautiful energy, by the way. So anyways, we had to do this but separate. That was my point. Like, we actually couldn't do it while we were together. And I don't want to say it like we're just not capable, but for some reason with the dynamics of the relationship, I literally feel like that was the role of each person. In this connection, it was the divine feminine's responsibility and why she was put in this person's life to show them how to love, to show them how to give unconditional love. And these roles could be reversed, so take it how it resonates for you and your situation. But I'm speaking from, for sure, my own personal experience and even from the experiences of others that I'm connected to. It's the divine feminine who was here to show unconditional love, or to show about the spiritual and how important it is to make time for spirit and all these types of things, right? And it has actually been the job of the divine masculine to show the divine feminine how important it is to create stability for yourself, how important it is to ground yourself, how important it is to be able to make something out of nothing, to go hustle, to get what you need so that you're not left at the mercy of anyone else. How it's important because when you have those things, you can provide for yourself, which is really a form of protection, whether we know that or not. And these are the lessons that technically we both taught each other, you know? And so this had to happen. This connection had to take place because these were the messages that we had to share with one another, whether it was a smoother transition and a smoother way to get these messages, or if it was always like this clashing and bumping of heads. Nevertheless, in this separation, all those things are going to come back up, you know, all of it, especially if, like, the way I feel about these divine unions is you have no choice. People can prolong the process and they can move from person to person and all that kind of stuff, but all that does is prolong, and you're still going to get the message that spirit has for you as long as you're living. And then even when you pass on and transition to the next life, you're going to still have to come back and get all of this. This is what we're here for. It's part of it, you know? So long story short, now that we met each other and we keep hearing the same things that we need to hear so that we can begin to take those things for ourselves and then apply them to our lives. For some of us, we're finally getting the message and we're beginning to work in that, you know, in that vein. For others, we still haven't gotten the message yet. So some of you guys are probably looking for other people, emerging yourself or you know, into a whole nother relationship. But I don't think that's the case for the people I'm reading for, okay? You are leveling up. And when you complete that portion of your level up, I guess, to satisfactory to what spirit wants for you, and even when I say spirit, that's within us, so what you want for yourself, that's when your doggone messages, your divine masculine is going to be trying to come back into your life, and it's going to happen quickly. It is going to seem as if it is all of a sudden, okay? And it's going to be like he's going to be talking from a different level, on a higher perspective, and you're going to be in a different perspective too. Moving on. Sorry, guys. I had to say all of that, though. So why am I saying sorry? I think I say sorry because I know that there are people who don't like long-winded people like me. And I know that you're just like, okay, come on, can you hurry up and get to the point? I'm trying. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. Anyways, I think that when I was asking for clarity, okay, what are these messages going to be about? It seems like the divine masculine is going to literally come pouring out his heart. He's going to come talking about how hurt and sad he is and or was. The fact that he couldn't make a decision and that it was really hard for him, and he just didn't want to be the person to hurt anyone. because he had two different choices and he had two different situations going on at the same exact time. But I do feel like he's going to come trying to make an offer of some stability, and it's going to be small at first. Like, I feel like he's just going to first start messaging, just to say hey, a little here and there, and then once the communication starts to flow, then maybe he'll try to suggest more, that maybe we should meet up, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that, or whatever, to where eventually he's going to just go for it, and this is a fated situation. This is destined to happen. It is going to be a change. It's going to be a change, and this is not just a little bitty change. This is really a great big change, but the way that this person is just coming, it's like they tiptoeing in, taking baby steps in, but really it's a change, a big one already. And it is the change to me of like what's gonna restart the path for you guys, or it's a refreshing, you know what I mean, a fresh new beginning here. And it's also the ending of something else. So for me, it's like the ending it's the ending, I'm sorry, it is the ending of the karmic stuff. And the signs that who are probably going to be most affected by this is Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo, the fixed signs. Okay. And this is going to come quickly. And if this is the divine masculine's energy, I feel like they are determined, honey, and they're focused. They not take, this is a person that's literally not going to take no for an answer here. Okay. That's also Aquarius energy, just so you guys know. The Two of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Five of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Page of Pentacles is Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. And I already read y'all the signs off of the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, those are who these messages also may resonate with most. The next card that we're going to clarify is the Big Happy Changes card, because I'm like, oh Spirit, this is beautiful. What is this about? What is these big happy changes coming from? What is it in regards to? So just so you guys know, the general tarot messages, which we have not gotten into yet at all, okay, this is still just the energies, but I had to clarify those bigger cards. So moving on, in clarifying the big happy changes, my sister is coming and it's looking like she's very excited about something. Hold, guys. Oh, Claudia, you want to let my people see it? I don't celebrate this holiday, guys, but it is a tradition here. And my sister just made banana pudding, and she used the recipe of a lady by the name of In the Kitchen with Gina Young.
Don't dump my stuff out now.
Oh, shit.
Let me look.
I'm sorry. It's pretty. Thank you for letting me see it. It's pretty. You should be. And clearly that was quick. She said, thanks, guys. Thanks. Thank you as well for those who, were patient with us. But yeah, so let's go ahead and hop into this big happy changes, and let's see what these big happy changes really involve. Okay, remember how a little bit earlier in the reading I said to you guys that there was so much conflict and just so many different things that happened in this connection that a lot of people felt like it was over, or they just really didn't want to walk back into the energy, especially not as it was, because it's been so messy, so drama filled, in just one way or another. This big happy changes really made me feel like this was about just a total turnaround, like completely. And excuse me, sorry guys, oh, that feels so great. Sorry for anybody who's grossed out with that. Didn't mean to do that to gross you out, but it's for me. One of the messages that when I first started on this journey that I now know is according to mainstream, the twin flame union, one of the messages, I call them the 144,000 unions, period. But the messages that I got from Spirit about these unions is that there will be hell. But the reason the hell was here was really to strengthen us, and and also to give us a ton of information, a wealth, an abundance of knowledge that was literally going to touch everyone, touch so many people's lives, and really help bring them into real change. Not fake shit, not stuff that was only going to be temporary, but no. And not only, like, show them why things happen, show them ways that they can heal themselves in a union so that they can become better, as a family. Because the Most High in the universe wants families. Okay? If you guys do not know that, some of y'all may not even believe in the Lord. That's fine. I have no judgment with you, and I'm not speaking to you. But for those of you who have a relationship with God Most High, Source, whatever you call God, whatever you call the creator that allowed for the atmosphere and the many other atmospheres that some know about and we don't know about, whoever designed that shit, that being has a plan for every being that they ever created. Okay. And I happen to believe that part of us as the so-called human race, but some of us are really just super people, let me stop playing. But no, really, we're spiritual beings sent here with a mission. And a lot of us, at the end of the day, it's about creating love and replicas of love as many times as we can. Now, that's not so easy. We have to literally overcome terrible programming. We have to overcome very traumatic experiences that are literally meant to cause us to go the totally opposite way of what this creator wants, which is supposedly love to abound in the world. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe that the creator of this world created both the light and the darkness. And there's a reason. We need the both of them for love to still ultimately abound, for light even to still ultimately be what rules. Okay. You have to have darkness. This is the reason why I'm learning now. I don't run from the darkness anymore. I'm not scared of the darkness anymore. I just know the darkness is about working through fear, working to overcome anything in you that could cause you to harm yourself or another person. I don't know where this is coming. I have to say it's coming from spirit. And I know that it's going to resonate with somebody. I was going to say, I don't know where this is coming from. But I know where it's coming from. So the darkness that we are to fight and that we're to overcome is really within ourselves. And we just see it reflected in other people and all this other type of stuff. But long story short, you guys, these unions are here to show us firsthand, because I feel like we are also like prophets, for those who are biblically inclined, that a prophet usually always had to experience. Now, not all prophets had to do that, but a lot of them, the ones that I read about, most of them always had to experience something or experience the message firsthand, hands down. This was the best teacher. This was the best way for us to deliver the message so powerfully to the masses. So I say that to say that a lot of these twin flame unions and or what I call the 144,000 unions, these people are having to experience so much hell. They're having to face their darkness. It's just they're having to go through this like bien rápido. They're having to go through this firsthand very quickly. It's like a crash course or a freaking boot camp, so that then they can take what they learned through experience and through the messages that Spirit has given to the masses. That's what I think this is about. Ooh, it's okay. Hold on, guys. I'm the taste tester. So I am taste testing right now. What is this? Scalloped potatoes. Okay, potatoes don't have a T on the end, but anyway, that's what I'm tasting right now. Cheesy scalloped potatoes. That's good, y'all. Oh, that's good. I'm really salty that she gave me like one. Anyway, it's not even worth talking about. Now, the other one that I'm tasting is a scalloped sweet potato. I know this is not a food video, guys. I'm sorry, but this is my job on these types of days. this is going to be good. First of all, this is good. It's sweet, but it's not overpoweringly sweet. Oh my God. I can taste all the ingredients. The butter. And y'all see how easy it is to cut through this? Oh my God. Oh no, come back. You can't run. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. These ready, Claudia. I don't know when she's coming back, but I'm gonna take one more bite, guys, and I'm gonna hop back in. Please forgive me. Okay, guys, I am back. I am back. So where was I? Lord, going on a damn soliloquy. Let's stop that. You guys who are on this journey, you already know what this 144,000 or aka twin flame union is about. So I'm not even gonna like. I want to say that for people who may not know when they come across my video, but I just don't want the video to be long and drawn out, and I'm already long-winded. So I'm going to go ahead and hop. If you want to know more information about the twin flame union, not that I just know everything, but I can talk about it, you know, and I'll just make a video specifically for that, okay? So let me know in the comments below, guys. I love y'all. I'm about to move on. So clarifying the big happy changes, the first card that flew out of the deck, baby, and I mean it did fly, was the 5 of Wands. If there ever was a conflict card in here, it's this, okay? So this was definitely about arguing. It was about gossiping. It's also possibly about negotiations, because everything isn't always an argument, but you know, there are great times in these connections. Yeah. So I also feel like this was about negotiations, and this can still be about negotiations even in this present moment. This is happening after perfect timing. So, you know, when this person comes in, you guys could have heated discussions, or you could have conversations where, okay, how about we do this? And how about, you know, like where you have to figure things out again. I do feel like this was also about people having an opinion on you guys' union. And I do think that that was more so, you know, that could be past energy or it can be present. It doesn't matter with time being fluid. But yeah, 5 of Wands, hands down, chaos, conflict card, okay? But to me, this is the card that brings change. This is card, conflict and chaos, that brings change almost all the time, which I did mention earlier is what is supposed to happen. Next card that came out, actually, it was both of these together at first. These two came out together. The 5 of Wands and the 3 of Wands. That's an 8, okay? For me, 8s definitely means something important. I don't remember it right now, so I'm not going to try to say it, but it's something good. I feel like it's going to have something to do with a new beginning maybe, or restoring balance of some in houses. Who knows? The 3 of Wands, though, is effort being put into a situation and somebody, you know, expecting to reap the rewards. Okay? So I feel, I got the vibe that somebody, you know, it's like somebody feels like, okay, this wasn't in vain. All the arguing, all the time that we had discussions and talked about things, and even though it was heated, or we'd be angry after, or we'd be angry before, it's like all of those things planted seeds in the both of us that we needed to hear, that we needed to know. And now look at us. You know what I'm saying? Now look at us. With this is also about a clearer perspective. This is about intuition, I think, as well. Look at all these birds bringing in something. It looks like they have coins. Okay, so these big happy changes are things that I think were expected. That's all I'm going to say for right now. And that's in the form of creativity, creative ideas, conversation, sexual energy, and even business and enterprise. Okay, because the 3 of Wands definitely deals with business endeavors. Okay. Now, this is when it started to get interesting and kind of tricky for me when I first saw these cards, because this card, along with the High Priestess, had come out. So the message I initially got from this with the first video that I tried to record was that I definitely felt like it was a negative vibe, hands down. And it was. I did today go back and look over my notes for the Knight of Cups in reverse, and it definitely was what I thought it was as far as negative energy, but I love the insight that my notes gave me a little bit more to, because it is exactly how the divine masculine for some of us came into this whole situation with us. Like, they were fried, you guys. They were lying to themselves and to us. A lot of them came in, and they came in using their heart, using their feelings, using emotions, and not just using their heart, but also the heart of the high priestess, the heart of the woman that they were trying to pursue at the time. But they were using trickery. They were not being honest, okay? And the high priestess somehow knew this, even though she may have gone against her damn better judgment, like a lot of high priestesses do before they start to listen to themselves. Intuitively, this woman knew that this person was full of shit, okay? And they was running game, spitting good game too. Some of y'all game wasn't even good. It was just, okay, maybe I'm ready for it. Maybe I'm at this place. Like, I know for myself, oh, sorry y'all, sorry. I'm gonna get better with that. I know for myself that personally, I just happened to be at this place where I was finally at peace in my healing journey, like in this place where I was finally open to allowing new love to come in when I met my person. And he may not be my divine masculine, but I know that he is definitely very influential, along with other possible soulmate unions and whatever, that have helped me learn things about myself, good or for the negatives and the so-called positives. So when this person came in, this is to me exactly how they came in, and I felt the energy, but I wasn't sure, and I second guessed myself, because I'm like, oh Lord, let me not try to judge a book by its cover, or let me not just be thinking the worst. But the more he talked, the more that I could hear certain things. It was just, I was at this place where, okay, let's see what happens. Why not? And I gave this person a chance, and only for all of this to still come out, though. It came out that for some of the divine masculines, they were already involved with someone. Some of the divine masculines were actually only coming to holler at the divine feminines to replace the karmic, or to replace another woman who had been a soulmate union, possibly, that was in their life, who they had been hurt by. Let's just be all the way real. Okay, some of these men were really low-key rebounding to us, and some of us felt like we could feel that energy, but we wasn't sure. And then when more shit started to come out as the relationship progressed, we just kept speaking things that we felt intuitively, or that we were getting directly from spirit, and they would be like, no, you're not a rebound, I do love you, you are amazing, I watched you, I yada yada yada, whatever they said, you're not a rebound, and I need you to know that. They really played on feelings and emotions, and I think that they really use theirs because they have them. It's just they were using it, honestly, for deceitful purposes, hands down. Can't say anything else. They were lying, like I said before, even to themselves. They were trying to cover up hurt and pain by jumping into another connection. Okay. Maybe some of them are, knew kind of that we were a high priestess, or knew that there was something about us, but they may not have still known. We could have been mysterious somewhat to them. Okay, still a mystery. Long story short, let's keep it pushing. The high priestess came out. So again, this was about intuition to me. I would not be shit. I was just about to say it. I wouldn't be surprised if this high priestess energy is really reflective of the divine masculine here in this connection. Like, somehow he knew that this is the person to choose. They have intuition very well. I mean, they have discernment. They very spiritual, whether, to our, whether we acknowledge that or not, because a lot of them are our counterparts. They're just in the wrong energy, some of them, however that resonates for you guys. But the point I'm making is, a lot of them are intuitive, and a lot of them saw us before we may have seen what was going on with them. And when I say they saw us, like I said, they may not have known the depth of who we were to them, but they knew something, and something promulgated them to come and say something to us anyway. Okay? But like I said, they was fraud, they was phony, they was being tricksters, and they was running game. That's what Spirit says. That's what the cards say. Okay. The last final two cards that came out is the messages and the things that are going to change is that this person has had to deal with themselves. They've had to get in touch with their feelings. They've had to do that through meditation, being alone a lot, actually getting in touch with their emotions. When like retreating, going within, or a lot of them have had to go on a spiritual journey, that helped them to learn how to tap into that. And with them doing that, they have healed a lot of things that have been emotionally debilitating for them. I don't know what else to say. To get these cards together, Spirit told me this morning, because it didn't happen yesterday, but it happened this rising, that this was about them going within. This was about them finally, maybe for the first time ever, or for the first time in a long ass time, really being in touch with their own feelings, their intuition, their instincts. Also dealing with deep rooted secrets, things that they wanted to keep hidden, masks that they wear. They got in touch with that. They did something with that. And as a result, I feel like this person is going to come back in a different way. Like, because like I said, with this Knight of Cups energy, they always had the emotions. They always knew about them. It was just the way that they were using it. It was wrong, But now I feel like it's not going to be like that this time around with the big happy changes. But that's all I got to clarify the big happy changes card. Okay. So then it was time to move on to the nothing is yet set in stone energy. So I'm like, okay, Spirit, what the hell is that about? Yeah, it's about a committed union. This is my 1111 card. So this is definitely, I feel like, the connection between the divine, counterparts. I was going to say counterships. Guys, I don't know. The divine counterparts. This is about reestablishing union to me. This is also about the fact that some of them could be in union with someone else, guys. I don't even want to just say the karmic, because I don't know if it's the fucking karmic. It could be another soulmate, whether it's karmic or not. You know what I'm saying? But they are in union for some of us with somebody else. And so we're like, shit, that's that. And for some of us, because they put us in a third party situation, we decided to walk away from the connection, knowing full well that when we walked away, that whoever that other person was, they would have them fully. Or they would feel like they have them fully, and that your person would begin to maybe focus on what they had going on over there, because they can't be by themselves anyway. So now I'm not there. I'm removing my own self. So y'all do what y'all do. And now for us who are in separation or not together, it's just like you're over there and you're in your thing. You got this whole thing together. Y'all living together. Y'all do everything together like a fucking family. That's fine. And a lot of us feel like that's what the fuck it is. It's set in stone. But what Spirit is saying is, nothing is yet set in stone. This can change. And that's what that said to me. So I'm going to move on. Thank you for making that real quick and plain, Spirit. The peaceful resolution card, when I did get the clarification cards for the peaceful resolution, the Ace of Cups and the 10 of Wands came out. Baby, I feel like somebody was tired of a burdensome relationship. They were absolutely tired of a burdensome relationship, or I got the messages that basically they weren't looking at the relationship with the divine feminine as a burden anymore. They weren't going to be looking at it, and this could go either way. This could have been both parties feeling like it's so much work. You know what I'm saying? Now somebody was coming in wanting to create a new opportunity when it came to romance, love, feelings, the heart, not even just the feelings, but creative expression as well. I really want some of y'all divine feminines and or masculines, however it resonates for you guys, to know that this person, you came into this person's life and you reignited creativity in them with your love, whether you know it or not. You reignited things that they had not done creatively, some of them ever, and some of them for a long ass time. You brought that back. They were in this 10 of Wands energy, just having to work all the time, having a lot of responsibility on them. They felt like they were a slave. They felt very oppressed, and therefore some of them oppressed you, or at least tried to. It's like this energy for peaceful resolution was saying, not no more. And if they were going to be putting in work, baby, now that work is going to be in this, into the union, into the connection, guys, into their emotional well-being, into their emotional fulfillment, their creative fulfillment. They're not going to just be putting this 10 of wands everywhere else. It's going here. And this is something that is of the divine, okay? Um, this cup is going to overflow, guys. It's beautiful. I'm done with that one. So now going on to the general tarot. Got a lot of energy. I told y'all we got the strength card that flew out. That was Leo and Virgo energy. Some of you guys could be Leo, Virgo cuspers. And if you're not, you're just in this energy where you had to get with your higher self. You had to get in touch with yourself. And once you did that, getting in touch with your higher self, which does things not out of pain, not out of trauma, but out of what is good, out of love, out of compassion for everyone and yourself, that along with your ego is now working in unison together, and that's a beautiful thing, and that creates strength. Okay, a lot of you guys, this is the divine feminine energy though, because the second card that wound up coming out was the Empress. So my second card is usually the card that's affecting or affected by the first one. Okay, so moving on, guys. When I asked Spirit to help me to clarify the strength card, like why is the strength card here, what was this in reference to, one of the first cards to come out was the Three of Cups, along with now both of these flipped out and came out together. The Three of Cups and the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords being the second card, I feel like that's what's affecting this Three of Cups energy. So the first message I got from this was that some form of divine intellect and information came in to somebody. I want to say it's the masculine, but it doesn't have to be. It could have been, it came into the damn divine feminine. And she began to cut her, I feel like this was the energy of cutting yourself off from things that don't serve you anymore. And it was like one swift action. It was smooth too. It was smooth, and it was for purification purposes. Like, I feel like right now this separation is purifying, whether it feels good or not. We're in the fire, but it's for a good cause. Long story short, the first thing I got was this was cutting off or removing themselves from the third party situation. Okay, and the reason that they had a reason to celebrate. I promise, like, some of y'all were actually relieved when you walked away from this situation. Though you love that man or you love that motherfucking woman, you had to go. Shit, all the damn conflict that was going on in this, I got to go, and I got to go get in touch with me and get in touch with spirit so that my path could be lit. Okay, and I ain't talking about the lit as in this old, this new stuff that's going on. I'm talking about path lit so I can see clearer, because right now all this shit just got me blind. I can't see clearly. I can't see clearly. So then you went into the Hermit energy, which is definitely Virgo energy, but anybody can utilize that energy. You had to go get by yourself. Okay, you had to go and get into seclusion. You could be a hermit at this time, or with this energy you went into hermit mode. You went into, also, hermit mode for me is definitely about licking wounds. It is definitely about crying, dark night of the soul energy, very emotional things coming up where you're replaying what happened, or spirit is telling you what you allowed to happen. Spirit is telling you what you did, what your partner did, how things could have happened or went better, and what would have happened, yada yada yada. It's a very, very informative stage, just put it like that. That's where a lot of you guys are now, or where some of you went, or where some of you were about to go. So now to clarify the Empress energy, and that's going to basically build up your strength. Moving on. Clarifying the Empress energy, we had got the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands, for me, the first message I got was this is about some form of new opportunity here with something that you're extremely passionate about. Okay, for others, this is somebody thinking that you're fine. This is somebody being pregnant as well, especially with this clarifying the damn Empress card. Baby, please, if it's not pregnant with a real ass baby because somebody wanted to give you the D because of how fine you were when you're manifesting and in control of yourself and knowing who the fuck you are, since you've regained your strength and your composure and now you've got clear direction from spirit about what to do, this would then be a new opportunity, maybe even in business or in something that's a part of your life purpose, your life path, okay? Something that you've always desired to do or you've always wanted the opportunity to do it, but maybe you never had it before. Spirit says it's here now, okay? So yeah, somebody also, this is sexual energy, like I said, somebody could be pregnant. Somebody could, I'm just saying. Okay, moving on. The Aquarius card came out with the star card here. Some of you guys could have a new opportunity to work with celebrities. You could have a new opportunity presented to you to work with high clientele, okay? Elite clientele. And when I say high clientele, I meant to say high, God, I can't think right now. High powered, maybe, or very influential people, okay? With the star card being here. If not, whatever you're getting to do, it's a fucking dream come true. I'm gonna leave it at that because Spirit got me rhyming. When Spirit be having me rhyming, oh, that right there is perfect timing. When Spirit be having me rhyming, that right there is real. I ain't gonna even lie to you, y'all. So, yeah. This is an answered prayer for somebody, a new beginning, okay? Again, that could deal with the relationship, but it doesn't have to. Whatever it is, it's an answered prayer. It is a miracle. I do feel like this is also about creative pursuits. Creating a baby is definitely creative pursuit, okay? That's number one. But if it's not with that, it's about the performing arts. It's about a new business venture that you get to work with your hands or you get to use your mind to, it's innovative work or whatever like that. I'm just saying what I have to say because I hear it. Moving on. The last two cards to come out to help me to clarify the Empress energy was the Hanged Man and the Devil energy. And for some reason, I felt like the message here was that we were having to face our demons. And that's beautiful because it just falls right in line with work through your fears as some of the messages that we needed to hear. So that's beautiful energy there, okay, for us. With the Devil card showing up, that's attachments, that's bondage, that is toxic fucking behaviors that we have. A lot of us, also could feel like cutting ourselves off from other people at this time, not wanting to really hear any other outside voices except for Spirit or except for, Spirit is within us, so except for ours. And allowing Spirit to take us to a new level that will give us a new perspective, that will give us new insight on just everything. This is the Pisces energy, okay? Also, this could indicate that some people could get sick. So this is also about, improving health was here as well. So someone could find out that they're sick and they may have to learn how to heal themselves. And in learning how to heal themselves, they could, begin to create their abundance. Hallelujah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. A lot of you guys are healers, okay? But yeah, that was the vibe that I got from these two cards. This is about being confined for a time so that and by yourself for a time, so that you can heal yourself. Come out of this devil energy. Devil energy is opposition. Devil energy is fear. Devil energy is codependency. Devil energy is not thinking of yourself what you should. It's lies. It's deception. It's illusion. Look at these two cards together. Pisces and the Capricorn, or Pisces and the damn devil. That's about illusions and lies. You're coming out of that shit. All praises. I'm sorry, I just heard for some of us you could be going into that. But I feel like when you go into it though, you're going to be a light. You're going to be a light, okay? And you're already going to have gotten your strength. So some of us are going to be elevated into a place of darkness for the purpose of us being the light. For some of us, we are the answered prayer. We are the fucking miracle. Gotta say that. Moving on. So, clarifying big happy changes. Guys, I think I may have messed. Oh, I already clarified big happy changes. Yes, I did. Don't gotta clarify that no more. I was gonna say, I know I just went through all of these cards. Moving on. We're at the General Tarot. The next card that came out of the General Tarot to keep on giving us details about the energies of the day, which was yesterday, but this is going to be still going on, guys. So anyways, was the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is feeling guarded, feeling defensive, wanting to protect oneself. It can also deal with just conversation, discussions. It can also deal with slander and things like that. So I was like, okay, Spirit, why is this Seven of Wands here? My first initial feeling was that somebody was guarded, and who I felt like was guarded initially was the Empress energy, which to me is the divine feminine here at this time. Okay, but today, with the new insight that I got, I don't feel that way anymore, even though it could still be the case. I feel more so that this could be the divine masculine when he comes back speaking, when he comes back talking, with some of the stuff that I feel like comes out to clarify this energy. These are the last two cards. So I don't know why that was like that. Yeah, clarifying the energies that immediately came out to clarify the Seven of Wands really made me change my thought process about that. That's what made me feel like I think it's more so about the divine masculine here, who is going to come back to the Empress, and he's going to be in this energy of the Seven of Wands. This is going to be heart-to-heart discussions, and when he's sharing what his heart-to-heart discussions are, it's not actually going to be really, it's going to be terrible. Here we go. Nine of Pentacles in reverse is obstacles and adversity, hands down. So I knew that this couldn't have been the divine feminine energy, because just before that, the divine feminine has already gone on her healing journey, and she's already walking in her strength and leveling up. And she was leveled up over here at perfect timing. You see what I mean? Not like totally, but she was working on herself already. Not saying that the masculines are not, but she showed up first in the reading as already working on herself. Okay. So then with this Empress card here, it was already proven as well that she was going to be leveling up and being dispatched to the darkness. So this couldn't, to me, be the divine feminine's energy. So Nine of Wands, adversity and obstacles. This man either is going to, when he comes back, he's going to be talking about how he basically went through so much, and it's almost like stuff just kind of kept coming from every way. Do you see how this person is totally surrounded? Now, yes, it could be a woman, but I don't think so. The divine masculine, or whoever this is, whether, no matter what, the energy is going to be what it is. This person took a whole hell of a lot of hits after we went into separation. They started going through a lot. Not that they weren't going through before, but it's like it intensified. It intensified here. And this was their karma. This was justice. This was judgment as well. This was the Most High bringing things back around to be balanced, to create fairness, to create the whole reaping what you sow effect. That's why justice is here. Also, justice is here because what I learned about the Most High is the Most High never leaves his prophets or prophetesses in the dark. And the male in this energy is the prophet, and the woman in this energy is the prophetess. That's what I feel like the 144 divine unions are about anyway as well. We are the prophets and the prophetesses at this time. Okay? That just means we're messengers. We are given a message to take to the masses for the Most High on behalf of Source, so that we can change the atmosphere of the earth at the time. Moving on. That's why I say that, okay? And so with that being said, things had to be made clear. Things had to be revealed. And they were. And they are. This is also Libra energy. The Wands is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy, okay? Now, these cards that were being used to clarify, the bottom of the deck for these, oh guys, let me say something else. I almost forgot. Let me finish this thought. The bottom of the deck of the cards that are clarifying the general tarot cards that came out was the Fool by the time I was done. It was the Fool. So I really feel like when all is said and done, somebody, whoever it is going to be operating in Sagittarius energy, because this is what the Fool card is for me. For others, I've heard so many other things, but for me, this deals with optimism and faith. So that's Sagittarian energy for me, or at least, the planet of Jupiter's influence. So that's why I say Sagittarius, but it could be any sign. Yeah, someone's going to take a leap of faith, and that's a beautiful energy. The next thing was I didn't tell y'all the bottom of the deck for the general tarot, which is the reason why I realized this is the union. Okay. And it's not just about any union, it's the divine counterparts. And also, this is, to me, somebody choosing to unite with their divine counterpart. And when they unite, look at this. I have to say this. Look at this. Before, it could have been an issue where you guys were separated and it's almost like your divine masculine was trying to tear your motherfucking ass down, or it seemed like that. Or maybe the roles are reversed and it could have been that the divine feminine seemed to want to tear down the divine masculine, however it resonates for you. Now, whoever the one who was in that energy of kind of separating you guys or tearing the other person down, it's not going to be that way anymore. Part of the big happy changes is going to be this whole lifting up of the feminine energy. That's freaking beautiful. And yeah, I'd say that that's definitely going to be some big ass happy changes for everybody involved here, okay? Bottom of that deck, right underneath that card is the Three of Cups. That's happiness. That's something to celebrate. That's a reason to be happy, okay? That's a reason to brag, I'm hearing, to your friends, or for your friends to be happy for you, for what's going on. Wow. That's a reason to celebrate. And then this is coming in fast, you guys, with the Knight of Swords showing itself. I'm being led to do this, so that's why I'm doing it. With the Knight of Swords showing itself, this is about fierce, focused, determined behavior. And it's going to happen swiftly. And underneath that, the god doggone Six of Wands, which is definitely the victory card. You guys remember when you may not remember, but for some of you guys who saw this reading, and for those who didn't, go watch it. Those who saw, it wasn't a reading. It was a reading, but it was on my Facebook. It was on my Facebook Live. And it was, I had got the message about a day of victory for divine unions. If you haven't seen it, go watch this on my Facebook Live right now. Okay, it's not like right now, it's old, but you can go watch it now and find it. This was about that, and this is that victory happening. Okay, and right below that is the Nine of Wands. So what am I showing you all this for? It's really showing us all of the energies that have already come out, every one of them, even down to that this was a past, somebody involved in the situation was from the past. Could have been an ex that was the third party situation, or it literally could have been other things from their childhood or from their past that was still, helping them to not make a decision to unite at the time. Page of Cups showed itself upright. So yeah, I was led to do that. That Nine of Wands in the upright is about, experiencing a whole hell of a lot of changes, but standing through them, with just trying to give it another shot. Even though you're hurting and you've been through a hell of a lot, taking one last stand. It could also indicate breaking up with the purpose of coming back together at some point in time. Okay? So I just love how Spirit had me to do that. Beautiful, beautiful energy, guys. But anyways, that was the bottom of the deck, the Lover's card. So that's about a choice to unite. Also, Gemini could be somewhere very influential in you guys' charts. So with that Seven of Wands energy, yeah, karma came back. The Most High made sure that this person experienced, something that was pretty much fair, something that was going to be what fit their crimes, if you will. Okay, towards the divine feminine and whoever else they could have, interrupted or harmed during their devilish ways. Put it like that. What that justice was, it seemed to be about, was money, stability, security. Didn't I say that, y'all? I may not have said it exactly like this, but remember I said that it's like we role reversed, right? I said that the reason why this union was so important for us to come together, and I'm saying now that we couldn't avoid it because we both needed each other to learn these things. We were the catalyst for each other. Like when I was talking about the divine feminine, she needs to learn about security and creating that for herself and money and all that, and how the divine masculine needed to learn about unconditional love and the spiritual things and really get in tune with himself spiritually like that. That's what I meant by the roles reversed. That's exactly, to me, what this part is about. That's what this part is about. When they get hit, probably financially, okay, as well as in their emotions, but somebody's going to hit them in their pockets, you guys. That's where these men are going to understand that shit and feel that someone's going to hit them in their pockets. Okay. And I feel like it's going to be a person that they care about. That's the only way it's going to hurt even worse. This shit has to break them down. I'm sorry, not sorry. I have to say what I hear. Moving on. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the divine feminine is leveling up. She's coming up. So one of my other messages I got was that part of the reason why this masculine is going to be defensive is because he realizes, shit, all the stuff that I was saying about you, you know, all of that, I'm in this place now. And that's something that hurts, you know, to have to admit. That's not something that they're proud of, right? And I also got the vibe that the divine feminine was going to probably, I'm sorry, y'all, I breathe so heavy in this. I got the vibe that the divine feminine was going to be very iffy about this conversation. I felt like both parties are going to be guarded, but obviously for different reasons. Like now the masculine is guarded because he's embarrassed, he's sad, he is devastated by all the losses that he's basically taken since the divine feminine is leaving. Whether he forced her out or whether she decided to leave for her own peace and sanity or whatever felt like it was best, or because of the other woman who was involved or the other male who was involved, however it goes. Okay. He's ashamed about that. His life is in shambles at this point. Meanwhile, she's blowing the fuck up with the Ace of Pentacles. This is definitely security. This is definitely money. This is definitely wealth and abundance coming in. And the 10 of damn Pentacles, that's that long money to me. Okay. Understand this. This is long money. This is inheritance and shit. This is residual income to me. The Most High is blessing the divine feminine because of the work she put in. Okay. So that's what I got with the 7 of Wands. And then guess what came out after the 7 of Wands? The 7 of Swords. So that's about deception, you know. And yes, I feel as though this person, these sevens to me are about the divine masculine. It doesn't have to be, but I felt that way and I still feel that way. It's about the divine masculine. He realizes that he was being deceptive. Okay. He is still, I don't think he's still being deceptive now. I don't think I got that. Yeah, no. He was deceptive before though. He was deceptive before. And that's part of the conversation. That's part of the heart to heart conversations. Like, I'm ashamed, I'm sad, I'm going through it, I'm catching hell because I lied to you. I fucking lied to you. For some of them, they put us in something, they put us smack dab in the middle of something that literally had nothing to do with us the whole time. So they fucked up our lives. Not totally. You know what I mean? Not totally. We all have our own ways that our lives are genuinely fucked up without the assistance of anyone else. But I'm just saying, like, for some of us, we were doing our own thing in our fuckery, if that makes sense. And then these people came into our lives being like, ooh, I would like to be with you. And I think you're great. And yada, yada, yada. Talking that mess, that spitting that game. And they removed us from where we were. Some of us could have also been in the beginning of our healing stages from another relationship. And boom, this person comes in like a Knight of Cups or a knight in shining armor. And we are whisked off our feet, swept off our feet with them. And then the whole time, it's because they were really still hurting and wanting to, we were a pacifier. Or they thought we were going to be a pacifier. Woo! Boy, were some of them in for a rude awakening. Not the divine feminine, honey. Baby, please. I'm fabulous. Even in my fuckery. I'm fabulous. Okay. And you are not going to play around with me. Even though a lot of us, we have loved these men because that's the way we are made up. Not saying that they didn't love us, you guys. What I'm trying to say is a lot of us moved from hurt. Okay. And not from necessarily a completely healed place. And that's on both parts. Okay. And so, but still, I do feel like there is one who has caused a lot of devastation, as like both people cause devastation, but just in different ways. I'm not going to say one more than the other. Moving on. 7 of Swords, when I asked Spirit to help me to clarify what this, what the strategy was about, what the deception was about, and why this was here, the first card to fly out of the deck is this 9 of Swords energy. So this is the Definitely all swords energy. So this person could have Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra heavy in their chart. Okay. But this is about also being in their head about this. You know, they really thought about this, or they could still be thinking about this right now to this day. You know, they are embarrassed. Oh my God. So embarrassed. They are ashamed even. They are experiencing anxiety. Some of them don't even want to have to face that they fucking did this. I feel like somebody is embarrassed because of their being greedy, of their being material fucking listic. I wanted money, sis. I wanted money so bad. Or I was having even money issues. I was trying to build this wealth up real fast. But instead, I went about doing that the wrong way. Like I said, I told y'all, I really get the vibe that somebody's going to hit them in their pockets. Okay? Just saying. Now, after you left, I felt like I was sacrificed. And there was nothing that I can do about it. All of my shit went up in flames. The bull is usually symbolizes resources, I think. And I'm just saying this in my own words. But the fat of the cow or whatever, the fat of the land, that's about abundance. That's about having necessities and an excess sometimes of that. It's almost like after this happens, this person is going to be totally depleted of that. And it's going to leave now him in this place of feeling like he doesn't know what the fuck to do. He is blind. He can't think straight. I don't know which way to go. I don't know my up from down, my left from right. This is depression to me, as well as the Nine of Swords energy. Unfortunately, the Divine Masculine is going to be in a very bad fucking way. But it has to happen to bring him to his healing. It has to happen to bring him to cause him to realize what genuinely makes him happy. To also cause him to get to his truest, most authentic self. And look at who's right there. To me, this is the same lady on the damn strength card. This is her. So that's like the divine feminine to me. Like I said, a lot of Leo energy, a lot of Leontine fire sign energy here. So you guys could both be fire signs. Okay. But yeah, this is about getting to your happy place, getting back with the person who makes you happy. Not that, and this is the thing, I need to be very careful when I say that. First, before that happens, they're going to have to get to themselves and be happy. They're going to have to get to themselves and heal. But when they do that, it's like coincidentally getting back with their feminine. And then this indicates success, not just for them, but success for the feminine too. Guys, that's great news. And here, I wouldn't be surprised if what is created is a set of twins. A boy and a girl. Mark my words, when some of y'all divine unions come back together, some of y'all is going to be having twins. Because it's something that you've always wanted to, ever since you were young. With that being said, I would love to do an affirmation, you guys, but this video has been so damn long and drawn out for y'all. I just don't want to do it, but I will. I'm feeling led to do it. I'm hearing spirit be like, do it, do it, do it, do it. I'm going to pause and I'm going to go get the affirmation cards. All right, you guys, so I'm back really quick. Let's hurry up and run through these. So I was led to go to the Divine Energy Oracle deck first. To get two cards for you guys as far as like some direction. And the first card to come out was Claim Your Art. And the understanding and the energy I feel from this is that whatever you guys are good at, and this is messages for both the divine masculine and feminine, whatever you are naturally good at, whatever creative works you really get passion and joy and happiness from doing, spirit is saying go ahead and do those things and to own that, not be ashamed or embarrassed or anything about that. Okay. The next card that came out was the let go and enjoy. And I just feel like that's about both this and even about, I feel like this, you got to let go of this connection and then actually enjoy your life, live your life. And I really think both of these are manifestation tools. You know, the bottom of the deck for that energy is ask with sincerity. And I really get the vibe, like I said, that this is about manifesting. So I think a lot of us are praying at this time. A lot of us are sending up our intentions about what it is that we desire to do, why, and a lot of us are doing the whole letting go and enjoy. And for those of you who are doing that, I really want to say blessings to you guys. Congratulations to you, because what you're doing is actually going to bring union faster for you. Now, I don't know nothing as far as when anything is going to happen, and I can't say that. But I know that according to this reading, it'll be perfect timing. You know, and I also feel like it's going to be when we're at peace with ourselves. You know, at the beginning of this reading, when I was talking about the Queen of Pentacles energy, that felt like as soon as the divine feminine gets okay and totally comfortable with the idea of taking care of herself, protecting herself, providing for herself, boom, being even very happy and at peace, guys, with herself, that's when the divine masculine is going to come back with all of this energy, talking about all of this, the big happy changes. Now, from one of my favorite decks for affirmations, we got the Gemstones and the Guardians card. The two cards that flew out of the deck, which I always, whenever two cards fall out for these, I feel like, okay, so one of these messages, both of the messages is for everyone connected, but one I feel like is going to be for the divine feminine and the other for the divine masculine. So we'll see which card that is. Yep. This one I feel is for the divine masculine. Here we go. Green calcite. Hey, Janelle. Why are you looking like that? I got food. Thank you. Thank you. And your whatchamacallit is looking really cute. Who decided to do it? I know, but that's what I'm talking. No, this is the different one. Oh, it is? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm back. Green calcite, okay? It says, are you having a change of heart? Thank you, Janelle. Do you find that you are having a hard time changing the way that you look at love and friendships? This is going to be because when this first all hits the fan for the divine masculines, I think they're going to be in this state of like bitterness and not taking responsibility and blaming other people, because that did come out in my other one on my phone. I felt like that energy where which one was it? That Knight of Cups that came up in reverse. I felt like one of the first messages I got initially yesterday was that when the divine masculine did finally reach out and start talking to the divine feminine for the first time, he was going to be coming at her wrong. That was what the message came out. That's when I got yesterday. He was going to be coming at her all wrong, trying to kind of blame her for the way that he responded to her. That's not right. And that's why also I felt like that was also sideways. So that might be for somebody that could resonate with you guys. Your divine masculine is going to reach out to you, but he's still going to be on this in this energy of, he in his feelings, but he's in his feelings like not taking responsibility, blaming you and stuff like that. And that's just not going to fly, period. So anyways, that's why I'm just saying bitterness, still being angry, him also being hurt by the way that things went down too, because it's not like he's totally evil and wants to be totally malicious. Not the divine masculine. Moving on. The only constant in life is change. So take the time to adjust and nurture yourself as change takes place. Honor and accept change. These are going to be some big ass changes in the divine masculine's life, and this nigga don't know how to use it. He don't know. He's like, what the holy hell is going on? But you know what that makes me think about? That energy of that Four of Cups and that moon. Remember, I was sharing that they're going to get in touch with their feelings. So I'm not going to go on any further. The Archangel Raphael, one of my favorite guys, one of my favorite, like I be having dreams about the Archangel Raphael, and I don't mean like showing up in like some angelic form with wings. No, I'm talking about these colors, green and gold of all different shapes, mostly emerald green and a beautiful yellow gold will show up in my dreams, and I feel like that's about healing, and I know that he's associated with that or whatever. Here's the affirmation. I tap into the innate healing abilities within, sorry guys, within, in order to realign my emotional, spiritual, and physical bodies. Spirit, I praise you. I thank you guys for helping me. I thank you for ministering to me and giving me what to say and the feelings and all that so that this reading could resonate and be accurate. Thank you for that. Spiritual and physical bodies. Nature brings me balance. I enjoy and absorb the positive green vibrations of plants, herbs, and essential oils. Now that's also about improving health. Oh, thank you, Spirit. So here's what I also just heard. A lot of the males' health is declining. Okay. Some of them have always had some terrible health, or others because of the damn shit that they've been doing over the years, period. With the people that they've been involved with, it has caused their health to decline. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not only them. There are divine feminines whose health sucks. Okay. I'm just saying, like me, I have this goiter. I have no idea why it's here. And sometimes I'm nervous about it. I've gone to the doctor and they swear, oh, we don't see anything cancerous or anything to be concerned about. We're going to watch it for a year and then we'll see. That's creepy to me because I'm like, what you mean? But this don't seem normal. Even though people have it, it's not normal to me. But anyway, nevertheless, so I put that out there just to say we all need to be improving our health, okay? But I had just heard that a lot of the divine masculines' health is going to be declining because of all the shit they're going through. They are under a lot of stress. Moving on. It says, I remain focused even when the world around me is changing. And I felt one of the feelings in my other video that I did prior to this one. I remember saying that I kind of like, this is happy news and this is good news, like overall and like big picture and in the end. But initially, all the things that are happening to get us to that energy, I felt sad about it. You know, I felt sad about the way that things were changing for the divine masculine. Like we went through a lot too, whether we really notice that or pay attention to that or not, or acknowledge that or not. The divine feminines have taken a lot. They've gone through a lot as well, just as much as the divine masculines. If it's, you know, you first in your situation, both parties are going to go through a lot because we have to mirror one another. But it's just really disheartening and it's sad because you really don't want them to have to go through shit. You just want them to get it together, just as much as the divine masculines wanted the feminines to get it together, you know? But it's all going to work out together, and that's the beautiful thing. Romans 8:28, they're all things. And I'm going to try my best not to cry, you guys, but I'm really feeling this, and I'm so sorry. I'm really feeling this because the masculines are really about to, whoever is the one in the connection that karma and the tables are about to turn on them, they're really about to experience some things that you wouldn't want them to experience. You know, just like you didn't want it for yourself, you don't want it for them. But it's all going to work out for the good. Spirit says that all things work together for the good of those who love the Most High. That's love nature, love yourself, love all that is a part of the one, and are called according to source's purpose. I do paraphrase, but that's what that scripture says, and I feel like that's so beautiful. Everything that has happened in this connection, everything that happened before this connection, all of it has been working for the good of all of those of us who truly love ourselves and love the Lord and love other people. Loving the Lord is loving yourself and other people and animals and this world that has been created for us to have dominion over and to heal and to create peace here. Those who have those types of desires, even if you're not your perfect self yet, Even if you still litter, but I hate to do that, but you still do it because, it's a progress and it's a process for us. Whatever your hang up still is, whatever your toxicity still is, you still genuinely love the creator and love everything that they've created. And the creator knows that. I don't want to say they designed you. They know you. And even through your shit, even through the trauma, even through the burdens, they know you and they know that you love and that you genuinely want good, and that all these things are going to wake you up in time. And that's what they're banking upon. That's what they're depending on. And so if you have to go through these types of relationships 100 times, Spirit loves every one of us that much to where they will allow us to endure and go through these things just so that one time that we finally awaken and we emerge with strength, with that love and compassion for every being that God created, and we walk with authority and we walk in love and compassion, and you walk in the talents that Spirit has given you, and you use those things to create abundance for yourself, and you know who you are. That's what Spirit wants, and that's what they will go round and round to see you become, to see me become. Okay, sorry. Let me get to the affirmation. The archangel that's associated with this gemstone is Archangel Thuriel. And I moved too fast. I actually need to say this on the card. Okay, I do think this is for the divine feminine. It is tree agate. Tree agate. So beautiful. It says, are you a tree hugger or an activist? Is there something that you're passionate about that you will stand for, even if nobody else stood for it? Because for you, either something is wrong or it is right. It says, take the time to sit beneath the tree and connect with the qualities of its firmly planted roots. Its ability to flex and bend in a storm, and its amazing power of growth. Remember your roots, yet always remember how much you can grow to reach great heights. I feel like a lot of a lot of the divine feminines have left this connection and they've gone back home. I think a lot of them had to go back home because many of them may have run from home thinking, oh, I don't belong here, or I have to get away from here. I'm not understood here. I can't grow here. I can't, yeah. That may not be everyone, and I'm not judging because I'm in that place. Only for us to have to come back home and realize that the whole time we could have grown here. Okay. You may have felt that at one time your growth was stunted and, I can't be myself and yada, 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 but now with this wealth of information that has come because of this connection and maybe multiple connections that have helped you to get in tune with yourself, trust Spirit that works within you. Know who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, what you enjoy doing, what you're good at doing, what you're not so good at doing. All these things are working together to show you who you really are. Remember with the sun card, who are you? Who is your authentic self? What brings you success? What's going to bring you the most joy, right? Now, armed with that information, and some of us going back home reactivated us knowing that. And now you going back home, you're armed with what you're supposed to be doing. And whether it's baby steps or not, you're making the steps to actualize what you've always wanted to do. And Spirit is supporting you in that. So now you're getting these blessings and things are blooming. Whether it's a business, whether it is an organization, nonprofit, whatever it is, whether it's a job that you do that you've always desired to do, whatever it is, you're being blessed now that you've had to go back home and you're having to now incorporate what you've learned about yourself and even other people and the world at large. You're having to incorporate it at home. And now, back where you were rooted, back where your roots are, you're digging down deeper there, knowing who you are, and that's going to help grow you. And you're getting support from some people. It may not be your family, but it's still in your hometown, in the place you grew up, you're gaining momentum and you're growing, and you're not only going, you're gonna surpass what you know felt like you had to run away and go do somewhere else. You're gonna do back here at the home. So anyways, yeah, those are the affirmations, guys. Thank you guys for everyone who has made it to this time. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for sitting with me even through the interruptions. Anyways, I pray that you have a beautiful day. I pray that these messages resonate with you. If they do, give it a thumbs up. And even if they don't, if you just enjoy my energy or the way that I read, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I am so glad, you guys. My subscriptions are slowly but surely, going up, and I'm so excited because that means I'm that much closer to 1,000 subscribers, okay? And from 1,000, who knows how many I can get. And I'm grateful because you guys who do like, and you guys who do choose to subscribe, you are helping me reach that goal, okay? So thank you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. I don't do holidays like this, okay? But I just pray that you have a peaceful weekend, that you enjoy being around people that you may not always get a chance to be around, and that be that, okay? Let it be love. Bye, y'all.